1902. Oh my gosh.
When it was a funeral home, the restrooms were where they buried the bodies.
So you can see right there, just a little bit, how it's a little bit more meaty of a tomato.
I mean, it's a southern thing to have a front porch.
Absolutely.
A front porch.
Yes, it's a juicy piece of meat.
So you want to salt them while they're still hot.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Today, we're here at the Front Porch on Main. Now, I'm interested for this building because one, they serve like more of that southern style, Appalachian style food, which I'm excited about. But also, if you look down Main Street, where Main Street is a whole lot of obviously like businesses and buildings. There's the courthouse, but it's all buildings. This is a house, so I'm really interested to kind of see what is going on with that, like the fact that this is a house in the middle of something, and then also we're gonna try some good food. So let's go. So this, I noticed that this, like if you look on Main Street, it's buildings, but this is a house.
Right.
So like what's the story behind that? Do you know what the story behind that is?
The house was built in 1899, which makes it 125 years old.
Okay.
It was built by Dr. Painter. It replaced a house that was here. Some other doctor had a smaller house. And this doctor must have been pretty rich at the time. The thing that gives it away are the tiles, the mirror, and the overmantel. Most houses would have only had the standard, U-shaped mantle.
Okay, gotcha.
And they wouldn't have been able to afford those tiles and the ironwork. It was a house for a long time. It's been a house a couple of different times over the years. It was Perry and St. Clair Funeral Home.
Oh, okay.
And an interesting thing about the house, pocket doors are not, but split pocket doors are.
Ooh.
That's not a very common thing at all. These are my favorite. I love the color, and I like the shell pattern in the tiles.
Yeah, these are super nice.
And they've held up pretty good over the years.
I think that this is a really cool spot to have a restaurant, especially like as people get older and stuff, like me having memories of eating at like my grandmother's house or something like that. And it's like, because you're at a restaurant, but it feels like you're like back in the dining room kind of thing.
But when it was Perry and St. Clair Funeral Home, on the other side of this wall is the men's room and then the ladies' room.
Okay.
The bodies, they did whatever they do in the now the restrooms. And they bring them through here, and then the bar area was the like the viewing wake area.
Okay.
And when this house was a house, where the restrooms are now was the kitchen.
The artwork here, is this local, like just local?
All the
artists?
artwork downstairs is local. They just bring in what they like, and we sell it. The lady who does this, Carol, we've probably sold 20 of her paintings.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they've done really well.
No, it's a really cool thing. I've noticed, just in the time that I've spent down here in Tazewell, it seems like of all the places I've been, like there's some places that I can't even get a response back from people. And then you've got a place like Tazewell where everyone, and I know that there's probably issues, but everybody wants to help everybody. Like it doesn't seem like even when I came down here for Taste of Appalachia, right? It wasn't, well, make sure you eat here, don't go anywhere else.
Right.
When you were here, or when you were there, or when you were over here, if you were here, it's like, well, make sure you check out the well, and you go to the well, and she's like, well, did you go to B Noodle? Did you go to over here? And that's Tazewell. Do you usually have, like all these rooms are usually pretty full?
It depends on the time of the year. This time of year, the dining room's downstairs, and the bar will be full, and the porch will be full. And that'll be about 60 people. Okay. So at any given time,
that's not bad for Tazewell, but for a place as small as Tazewell, having 60 people at your restaurant, especially with 6 other restaurants within walking distance,
awesome.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it does pretty well. And in the bar, you'll see these are shots of Main Street. This one I've not been able to place, and Irma wasn't sure either. Irma Mitchell owns the restaurant.
Okay.
But this building was on the other side of the building next to us, so it was a couple of buildings down.
Oh. Now, did the name for the restaurant come from anything to do with the fact that it's the only place that has a front porch?
Since
it's a house,
factor in a little bit, but the name came from I mean, it's a Southern thing to have a front porch.
Absolutely.
To sit on the front porch.
Yeah.
And a front porch for Southern people is like their kind of calling card.
Safe haven,
that
yeah.
welcomes people in. And that was
Yeah. Yeah, because there's nothing more Southern or Appalachian than sitting on your front porch. Like, that's just such a, I mean, it's just a thing.
It totally is.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're ready, we'll do some cooking.
Let's cook it up, yeah. What do you guys sell the most of?
Probably burgers for lunch and steaks for dinner.
Burgers for lunch, steaks for dinner? Okay.
I know we talked about something, cook something unique to us, which we'll do. But our goal kind of is, what is unique to us is that it changes. That it's different food all the time.
Yeah.
Specials, keep mixing it up. What I have lined up is we're going to do some fried green tomatoes. We're getting ready to change the menu. So you're going to get to see what we're going to change to.
Okay.
We have fried green tomatoes now, but we do them a little bit of a different way.
Okay.
So we're going to do fried green tomatoes.
Heck yeah.
A grilled swordfish, and we'll do a steak. The steak is what we sell the most.
Okay. That sounds amazing. I will not complain about. I've never had swordfish, so I'm really interested about that.
It's a very similar fish to tuna.
Okay.
It's a steak type fish. It has a little more of a steak taste than a fish taste.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
We'll take him on the grill. So a little thing different we do with our fried green tomatoes. Instead of the traditional Southern way would be cornmeal. But we do flour, buttermilk, and panko chips.
Oh, okay.
And if you can see these are kind of soft.
Yeah.
So we try to do them at least the morning, sometimes the day before. The panko will pull out some of the water from the tomato, and then it flavors the chips as well as the tomato.
Okay, that sounds amazing.
This is swordfish.
Oh my God, that looks amazing. Jesus. Oh, that looks
And we leave the skin on.
Leave the skin on, okay.
The skin, to me, and for me, the skin is a lot like the bone in other proteins.
Okay.
A lot of flavor in that.
Okay. So it cooks into the meat.
And like the salmon's a very flaky, oily fish.
Yeah.
But if you leave the skin, it kind of helps hold it together.
Okay. Gotcha. So that skin, like you said, it's like the bone. It's going to be kind of soaking extra flavors into that while it's cooking to really kind of bring those flavors out.
So we do sort of a Caribbean spice mix on it.
Okay.
And I went ahead and did that earlier so the fish can soak it up.
Yeah.
So a lot of times if you put it right on, put it in the pan, the oil pulls all the seasoning off.
I like it, right.
So then you're not going to get it.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Oh my God. You want to lay them in and drop them away. So the splash goes that way, not towards you.
Right. You know, the airflow in here is really well because you've got the stoves on. But like so right here is hot from where the air is sucking up into the hood. But right here is cool.
It pulls it up and just recycles it back out. So let's see if these are ready. Oh yeah. And you can always tell when they're ready because they'll let go. If there's resistance, they're not ready to flip.
If there's resistance, they're not ready.
They're not ready to flip. So the trick to get the pretty cross-match lines is a quarter turn.
Quarter turn.
And let it go.
And that gives you the grill line. It's a nice grill marking.
And you have to leave it long enough for those marks to impress.
To sear into the, okay. I grew up poor. So a lot of what I ate was what my stepdad hunted.
Right.
I didn't know that steak wasn't deer meat until I was a teenager.
Really?
Because he would make all kinds of deer, but he would make deer steak. So when people would say steak, I thought just deer meat.
Right.
So I didn't know steak was steak until I was a teenager.
I grew up in Tannersville across the mountain on a farm, so we grew it or shot it. Well, I had some relatives that lived in town Bluefield. They came for Sunday dinner every week. And one of my cousins commented to my mom, she's like, chicken is always so good. My dad said, well, it should be. It was in the yard this morning.
Nice. It's farm to table, man. Farm to table.
Before it was a thing.
Before it was a thing. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Yeah, these are looking good. Smells so good in here. Oh my gosh. I would have such a hard time being a cook. Like when I cook dinner for myself, the smell of it, I'm always ready to eat. Like if I was having to smell this all day. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness.
So you want to salt them while they're still hot.
Salt them while they're still hot, okay.
Yeah. So as they cool off, it pulls it in.
Okay.
So like I said, this is a new way we're going to do it. So we'll line up our tomatoes.
Oh man, it looks beautiful.
We're going to pinch off a little bit of goat cheese.
Goat cheese.
And the heat from the tomatoes will warm up the goat cheese.
Okay, so they'll kind of melt. It'll melt it down a little bit on them.
Then we're going to do. This is Alabama sauce, which is a white barbecue sauce.
Okay.
My youngest brother is a pit master,
Oh, okay.
so I snuck his barbecue sauce recipe. So as you cut through, you'll get a little bit of the goat cheese, a little bit of the tomato,
Yeah.
and you get a little zit from the Alabama sauce. Woo. We're going to pull him off,
All right.
let him rest a little bit there.
Now, when you cook here, how do a lot of people order their steaks here? Because I noticed steak is something that people are very picky on. So, do you have a lot of people that do well done, or more of them like that medium rare?
Done, but I would have to say in the medium range.
In the medium range, okay.
Medium rare to medium.
Okay. Because the longer you cook it, I mean, I'm not a steak snob. I'm very new to steak in my, but the longer that you cook it, to me, the longer you cook it, you're cooking the flavor out of it.
So one thing that is a little unique to us, a lot of restaurants do it. We do a flavored compound butter.
Okay.
This one's blue cheese. We have blue cheese.
Oh my God, I love
Blue cheese, roasted garlic, honey jalapeno, and chipotle.
Okay.
The chipotle's my favorite, but the blue cheese is close second.
I would eat my body weight in blue cheese. I love blue cheese. I love blue cheese.
So we put the cheese, the compound butter on there while the steak is still warm, and it'll start melting into the steak. So with the blue cheese especially, the blue cheese sort of dissolves into the steak, so you kind of get it with every bite.
Yeah, okay.
This fish, like tuna, kind of tells you when it's done. You can see how it's cooking from the top and the bottom.
It reminds me of a pork chop. Like it reminds me of a pork chop. Okay.
Very similar texture and taste, actually.
And taste?
Yeah.
I love pork chops because I like I don't know what the proper term or not, but I like the bite to it. Right. Like I love the texture of a pork chop. Yeah. That's amazing. That's exactly not exactly what it looks like, but it reminds me of a pork chop.
Yeah. And you see by pre-seasoning it, the seasoning stayed on it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you'll take it up and the seasoning will be in the pan.
In the pan. I gotcha.
So it'll cook all the way right through.
That was a nice hunk of meat.
And this is a pineapple jalapeno relish. It's crushed pineapple, strawberries, jalapenos, and just a little bit of sauce. So you're going to have a little heat there, and you'll have that sort of pork chop texture.
Yeah.
And this will be the cooling agent to kind of cool it off.
Oh my God.
And I like to do a little bit of both.
What do you think? What do you think I should start with? Do you think I should start with one of the meat and then kind of cleanse it with the green tomatoes and then try the other? Do that?
Yeah.
You know what? Let's. I want to do the. Thank you for the water there. I'm gonna do the swordfish first. Let's do the swordfish. And then, because I've never had it before. All right.
It's definitely going to give you pork chop vibes.
I'm excited. Yeah, we want a little bit of this relish and stuff with the bite too, right?
Right.
Let's just cut off the edge here. Oh man, oh, whew, that cut is tender. Okay. We're gonna get a little bit of that relish, a little bit of stuff on there. Boom, look at this. Let's not make drip it in the floor, because that's a juicy piece of meat.
It really is. Especially to be fish.
Smells delicious. Wow. That relish.
The relish is the trick.
Mixed with the texture of that fish. It's like, it has a sweetness, not a sweetness like sugary, but like it's, I guess it's the coldness, that almost like refreshing thing, but with the savoriness of that meat.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The seasoning gives you the heat, the relish gives you the sweet, the meat gives you great texture.
Yeah, the texture on this is perfect. Oh my gosh.
Does it kind of give you that pork chop texture?
100% gives me the pork chop texture. And I don't mean that negatively, because I know some people will probably take that the wrong way.
I never thought about pork chop, but it does.
But it's got a pork chop, not quite, but it's more similar to that than it is a fish to me, like a salmon or something.
Definitely.
Oh my gosh, no, I could eat this regularly. That relish, man.
Relish is the key. I love it.
The meat is so good. It's so tender, like you don't have to. It's not chewy.
Right.
It's not, but it also has like the bark on the outside, which I love. I'm a huge fan of that. I love just a little bit of that char on the outside.
The trick to cooking that fish is a hot pan to give you that bark on the outside, and only going to a little past medium, and it keeps it from drying out so bad.
Dude, that is a. Next up, we got these fried greens. Oh my gosh, man, the crispiness on the outside of that is amazing. So we've got the fried green tomato here. We've got some goat cheese right here. And then this is the white barbecue sauce, Alabama sauce. Alabama sauce. So we're gonna make sure we get a cut that's get a little bit of this on it.
Tomato warms up the goat cheese and makes it spreadable.
Yeah, look at that. See some tomato right there, the sauce, the goat cheese. Amazing breading. This is such a good. You know, the tomato, I don't know what it is about green tomatoes or if it has anything to do with frying them, but the texture on those is so much better.
It's for the green.
Is it because of the green? It's got like it's like a thicker texture versus that kind of mushy. Oh my God, no, this is. So you can see right there, just a little bit, now it's a little bit more meaty of a tomato. It's not mushy, like regular tomatoes. It's not, doesn't have that like gooey inside. This is just a meaty tomato. Man.
Really better texture than a white tomato.
Oh my gosh, and it's like, it is so good. Yeah, and the goat cheese and the Alabama sauce really bring this together, man. This, gosh, you got that super meaty tomato, and that sauce on it. And that goat cheese, man.
The goat cheese is the trick.
That is a savory. That is a savory dish. Oh my God. You gotta get to the steak now. You know what though? But like with it being a local restaurant, right? Like you guys being locally owned, operated, and all that stuff. You hear people say all the time, like for example, if they say, "Oh, it's made with a little bit of love" or something like that, right? You can taste. There's just more passion in this food. This doesn't taste like something you would get in a good thing at an Applebee's or something. Right. Like this feels like someone who takes pride in what they do.
Which kind of, ties back to it being a house.
Right.
Grandma would have done it this way, so that's part of the reason why.
Absolutely. I mean, it's amazing. And like I said, you can definitely taste the, I made this, I need to make sure it's good because this represents me. It's phenomenal. All right, let's cut this steak. Oh yeah, cutting room. Let me actually spread that a little bit there. Man, oh yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, the compound butter just takes it to a different place.
Oh, that butter.
The butter.
It took a second, and then man.
We hardly have it. We really use very little steak sauce. People love the butter.
No, the steak sauce. Again, I'm not a steak sauce. But everybody I've ever heard talk says if you need a steak sauce, something's. I mean, if you like it, you like it.
Yeah,
but
I like it on fries.
But yeah, me too.
The steak sauce kind of covers the taste of the steak.
Gosh, it is. It does. It does.
And the butter just enhances.
And that steak is so tender. It's so good. It's the meat. What I've noticed is as I've cooked, as I've got to eat less and less cooked, not less and less cooked meaning a bad way, but where it's not well done to medium. Yeah. Right. The meat's just so much more tender. It's so much more soft. And it's just easier to kind of chew and swallow, and and the flavor is there. So much flavor. And that little piece of that blue cheese is.
Yeah, I love the butter.
What'd you say? Is this? Would you say this is medium steak, or would you say it's?
I would say it's medium rare.
Medium rare. This is probably my first foray into that, and it is amazing. I would have a hard time coming. It would put me into anxiety trying to figure out what to eat when I came here.
In a way, that's kind of our goal. A good variety, everything's good, and it changes. So, you know, the last time we were here, you had that. Oh, I'm gonna try that this time.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't have that last time. So mixing it up is actually is our goal.
Yeah.
Keep it something different.
I'm telling you, that blue cheese is 100% like bringing the flavor out in this.
It really
nothing overpowering, nothing taken over. It's not like a steak sauce where you're covering the flavor. That amplifies the flavor by far. Oh my God.
The compound butter is a much better way to go than steak sauce.
Absolutely. Oh. This is exactly the stairs being lined with the family pictures.
This is her parents,
Irma's parents. Okay. Nice. That's a cool feel. It does, man. It's weird. You're in a restaurant, but I feel like I'm in just somebody's grandma's house. That's exactly what it is.
I'll tell you an interesting thing about Irma. She's 84. Irma was one of the first female linesmen in the state of Virginia.
Whoa.
So Irma was climbing telephone poles and running lines and putting in phones.
She's just an awesome woman.
She is.
Oh man, look, you got the China hutch here with the little figures.
And that's just all Irma's collection.
Yeah. I mean, this is, you know, and you know what I've noticed a lot about Tazewell is a lot of the restaurants, while they are restaurants, they are experiences.
Right.
It's not just a restaurant, it is an experience. And I mean, this adds to it, right? I mean, this is Grandma's dining room, man.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. All of these and these on this wall were found when they were redoing some of the buildings here in town. And they're all different this is from an attorney in New York.
Wow.
This is from a produce store. They were all
super old handwriting. 1902. Oh my gosh. Whoa, this paper, I mean, it's probably a little after that, but 1890, where you could fill in your own date.
Yeah.
1890 something.
Did a man tell you the story of why Main Street is here? It was due to a fist fight.
Whoa.
The courthouse actually was in Dial Rock, and Amanda tells this story much better than I do. And the two families, one wanted it there, one wanted it here, and they were going to have a fist fight to solve where to put it.
Yeah.
And the guy who wanted it here won.
Whoa.
So the other guy's like, you won, we're going to move it there. And the upstairs is a little bit of a mirror of downstairs.
Sure.
This is actually my favorite room.
This is not bad. Oh my gosh, man. You sit right here and just a little look over Main Street while you're eating. Look at that, even from here, that mountain in the background.
Oh, it's perfect.
Shoot, Lord. I like the artwork in here. This is
All
cool.
this artwork is Irma's.
Oh, okay.
And it was in different places when I started, and we decided to move it all here together. Because it all kind of goes together. And
Yeah, that's the style, man.
Yeah.
I like it. That's cool. That looks like there's a lot of inspiration from like Burke's Garden.
A lot.
Yeah, it looks like not obviously landscape, but like the Mennonite
The
or
logo.
Amish gear type of stuff. Yeah, it's really cool. They're really nice pictures.
And all the trim, the doors, the floors, the transom, the doorknobs are all original.
All original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when Dr. Painter made this house,
Yeah.
this whole stuff.
That's a sturdy door, that's for sure. Oh, Tazewell Main Street, 1890.
Let's see when this one says.
It's amazing.
This one says 1925.
Whoa. Okay, so yeah, the buildings are starting to come up on this one. A little.
Yeah, some of these current buildings
Is
here.
the trolley car coming through?
Uh-huh.
Monday you're closed. They're closed today. That's why, like, it's not dead in here. I came on a day that they're closed. I don't like to bother people during busy times, but so you do lunch like it's like 11 to 4, and then 4 to 9 is dinner.
Tuesday through Saturday.
And lunch, I'm assuming you get a lot of the clientele from like the courthouse and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
a lot of people from Main Street. In the summer, it changes a little bit more to tourist,
Okay.
but probably from September to March.
Okay.
Is a lot of local.
Is there a lot? Do you notice a lot of tourism with Back of the Dragon? Because like I know that people come to ride that, but it seems like this. Amanda was telling me she had somebody from Canada at one of her Airbnbs.
We had a group of people from Sweden about 2 weeks ago. We had a lot of people from Minnesota over the weekend who didn't know each other. We
Weird.
had like 4 groups of people from Minnesota.
Wow.
So we get a lot of people, typically a little older.
Mm.
I'm sure they're traveling south for the summertime.
Sure. But I wonder if some of these people are wanting to take maybe these, country roads,
I would
so to
say there is a
speak.
good percentage of it. And then, people from Back of the Dragon as well.
Yeah, because people, I did not realize how, I don't do a lot of car stuff. I didn't grow up being into cars or anything like that, so I don't quite understand that stuff, but apparently, especially like motorcyclists and stuff come from literally all over to drive that road.
Crazy amount of people.
That's wild. It's cool. Hey, I mean, everybody has their own hobby.
Yeah.
Not everybody would be standing in a restaurant when they're closed holding a camera either, so to each their own. What an absolutely phenomenal place. You're such amazing cooking, man. You do such a good job. Staff is trained up real nice and well, so you can come and get great cooking. Very nice southern Appalachia. I'm not saying swordfish is Appalachian, but prepared in perhaps a southern style manner.
A little bit.
Absolutely delicious food. Great environment, man. Just feels like coming to grandma's house, man. It's such a cool, and I mean that in a great way. It's fantastic.
That's what we want.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for having me, man. It was fantastic.
Glad to have you.
And I can't wait to be back. It was fantastic.
Come back anytime.